All right, let's talk about the big three in deep learning: PyTorch, Tensorflow, and Keras. We're going to jump right in and finally demystify these giants. So, you've probably heard these names thrown around, right? And if you've ever thought, wait, how do these actually fit together? Well, you are definitely not alone. It's probably the most common point of confusion when you're getting into deep learning. But here's the good news. It's actually way simpler than it seems. The whole thing is really a story about two major players and one really important partner that kind of changed everything. So let's get this all cleared up. Okay, so to really get a grip on this, we've got to look at the main arena. When it comes to deep learning, the world is pretty much dominated by two major frameworks: PyTorch and TensorFlow. I mean, these are the heavy hitters, the foundational libraries that almost everyone, from researchers to developers, is choosing between. And it's really no surprise they're so powerful when you find out who's backing them. You've got TensorFlow, which is a Google project, and then you have PyTorch, which comes from Facebook. Having these tech giants behind them means there's a constant fire hose of innovation and support. Now, look, to be fair, they aren't the only games in town. Microsoft has one called CNTK, for example, but, it just never really caught on in the same way. So for pretty much everyone, the real choice, the main event, boils down to PyTorch versus TensorFlow. All right, so if that's our heavyweight championship match, where in the world does Keras fit in? This is the plot twist, and it's the key to understanding everything. You see, most people think Keras is just competitor number 3, right? Another big framework fighting for the top spot. But is that what's really going on?
No, not at all. Keras was never trying to be another TensorFlow. It was built for a totally different reason: to make deep learning, well, simpler.
To really get Keras, you need to get the idea of a wrapper. Just think of it like this. It's a friendly, simple interface that you put on top of something really complex and powerful. It hides all the messy, complicated bits and just gives you the easy-to-use controls. And this really gets to the why of Keras. See, back in the day, coding directly in TensorFlow could be, let's just say, a real headache. It was complex. Keras came along, it was this breath of fresh air, giving you these super convenient high-level tools, or APIs, that made building models just feel natural. So here's how it all fits together. You've got this incredibly powerful engine, which is your backend, like TensorFlow. And Keras is the slick, easy-to-use dashboard that sits right on top. The end result for you? Your code is way cleaner, a lot simpler, and you can write it so much faster. But that's not the end of the story. Let's talk about how things work today, because this whole relationship has actually changed quite a bit. So it used to be that Keras was its own separate thing. You'd install it, and then you could pick your engine, whether it was TensorFlow, CNTK, or even this other one called Theno. But then TensorFlow 2.0 came out, and boom, everything changed. Keras wasn't just compatible with TensorFlow anymore, it became the official, built-in, simple way to use TensorFlow.
And if you want proof, look no further than this one line of code. This is how you use it now. You don't import Keras by itself. You literally import Keras from TensorFlow. I mean, that one line tells you the entire story right there.
What this means is they're not separate anymore. You don't do pip install Keras. You just install TensorFlow, and Keras comes with it. It is part of TensorFlow. Full stop.
Okay, so now that we have all that history and context, we can go all the way back to the beginning and ask our original question, but in a much smarter way. Remember how we started? We asked, what's the deal with PyTorch versus TensorFlow versus Keras? But now that we know what Keras actually is that even the right question? It's not. The real head-to-head, the actual choice that people are making is PyTorch versus TensorFlow. And here's the kicker. When people choose TensorFlow today, they're almost always using it through the Keras API.
So let's lock in this new mental model. It's super simple. Number 1, the two main frameworks are PyTorch and TensorFlow. Number 2, Keras is not a competitor. It's just the standard, user-friendly way to work with TensorFlow. Just keep that dashboard and engine analogy in your head. It's perfect. Keras is the easy-to-use dashboard for TensorFlow's monster engine.
And just like that, the confusion's gone, right? It's not a three-way fight, it's a two-way race. And one of the racers just happens to have this amazing, user-friendly interface built right in. So now that you really get the players on the field, the only question left is, which one are you going to choose for your next project?